reproduction in the plants. We already seen about what is the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means what? Asexual reproduction, let us remind something about the asexual reproduction. When the sexes are not involved, the gametes are not involved, that is called as asexual reproduction. It is also called as a uniparental reproduction. Only one parent is involved in the reproduction. That is called as asexual reproduction. Basically, asexual reproduction in the plants involves the two types. That is, the first one is called as agamospermy. Agamospermy, and the second asexual reproduction, that is called as a vegetative propagation. Propagation means the propagation is the development of the new plant, that is called as a vegetative propagation. The first one, that is called as a agamospermy. From the name it suggests that the means nothing, agamospermy. The gametes and the sperms are not formed inside these kinds of asexual reproduction. यहाँ पे क्या होता है, gametes जो है form नहीं होते हैं. Without the fusion of gametes, the seeds are yet formed. That is called as a agamospermy. Agamo means without the gametes. The sperms are not involved, the gametes are not involved. That's why it is called as a agamospermy. That is the formation of seed without the gametes. यहाँ पे seeds form हो रहे हैं without gamete formation के. Gamete fuse नहीं हो रहे हैं and the seeds are get formed. These kinds of seeds are also called as the apomictic seeds or asexual seeds. These seeds are called as apomictic seeds. Apomictic seeds means they are mimicking the sexual reproduction. वो मिमिक्री कर रहे हैं सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन की, लेकिन एक्चुअली वो सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन नहीं है. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज अपोमिक्टिक. मींस मिक्टिक नहीं है, अपो मींस नॉट वन. सो अपोमिक्टिक सीड्स asexual seeds there. These are also developed from the unfertilized ovule. ओव्यूल क्या हो रहा है, अनफर्टिलाइज्ड है. उसके अनफर्टिलाइज्ड ओव्यूल से सीड्स क्या हो रहे हैं, यहाँ पे डेवलप हो रहे हैं. सीड्स डेवलप नहीं हो रहे हैं गैमेट फॉर्मेशन से. विदाउट गैमेट फॉर्मेशन क्या हो रहा है, सीड्स डेवलप हो रहे हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अगैमोस्पर्मी. एंड हियर when the seed is developed from the without fertilization of the two gametes, okay, that kind of seeds are having the embryo which is haploid in nature. इस तरह के सीड्स में जो एम्ब्रियो रहेगा वो किस तरह से रहेगा, हैप्लॉइड रहेगा. ओनली कंटेन वन सेट ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स. देयर एम्ब्रियो इज अबाउट द हैप्लॉइड इन नेचर. दिस इज द क्लोनल प्रोपगेशन ऑफ द प्लांट. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अगैमोस्पर्मी. The best examples is the Zimase and Datura. These are the two examples of the agamospermy. So this one is the first asexual reproduction which occurs in the plants one. The second one is the asexual reproduction which is called as a vegetative propagation. Propagation means the formation of the new plants from the pre-existing plant. That is called as a propagation. Propagate हो रहे हैं, multiply हो रहे हैं, plants क्या हो रहे हैं, बढ़ रहे हैं. That is called as a propagation. From which things? From the vegetative parts. As the name suggests, vegetative propagation means vegetative parts are involved. So which are the vegetative parts of the plants? We already seen in the 11th standard what are the vegetative parts of the plants. There are basically three parts of the plant. These are called as the vegetative parts. And these parts are also called as a somatic part. Okay, so what are these parts, vegetative parts of the plants? These vegetative part or somatic part of the plant is root, stem and leaf. So they are the three parts, that is the root, stem and leaf. These are called as the vegetative parts or somatic parts. Root, stem and leaf, these are called as the vegetative or the somatic parts. हम लोगों ने देखा है root and the stem. So root is the underground part and stem and the leaf are the aerial part. This is the root, stem and leaf. These are called as the vegetative parts. So these vegetative parts are help in the propagation of the plants, in the formation of the new plants. In the day-to-day life, we are observing that if we cut the root of any plant, if sown into the soil, the new plant arises. Sometimes we are cutting the stem, that is called as a stem cutting, and sometimes, in very rarely time, we are cutting the leaf. Okay, through which, that is the root, stem and leaf, these are used for the propagation or the formation of the new plants. And this vegetative propagation basically is of two types, which is happen naturally, and some vegetative reproduction happen artificially. So what is the vegetative reproduction? It's occurring naturally, and vegetative reproduction which is occurring artificially. Let us take about the details of the vegetative reproduction which is occurring naturally and which is occurring artificially. So next we are dealing with the vegetative reproduction. So as we discuss about what is the vegetative reproduction, the reproduction which is occurring via the vegetative parts is called as the vegetative reproduction. And here we have the three vegetative parts, that is called as the somatic parts, leaf, root and stem. Basically vegetative reproduction categorized into the two parts, that is the natural vegetative reproduction and artificial vegetative reproduction. So first we are dealing with the natural vegetative reproductions. In the natural vegetative reproduction is done by the three ways, via the root, stem and the leaves. All these things, root, stem and the leaves, these are having the buds. As we have seen in the 11th standard, what is the bud? Bud is nothing but called as a compact structure which contains the cells. These are the compact structure which contains the cell. If we sow them in the soil, they get generated into the new plant. That compact structure is going to develop into the new vegetative part, that is called as a bud. We have seen the different types of birds, that is the leaf bird, apical bird, terminal bird according to their positions, and some birds are there which get developed into the flower, that is called as the floral birds. In some birds they get developed into the shoot, that is called as a shoot birds, or adventitious birds are there. So these birds are present on the root, leaf and the stem. Where these birds are, where these three vegetative parts, the plants are get propagated. So we have already seen about the modification of root, stem and the leaves in the 11th standard. हम लोगों ने देखा है what the modification of root, stem और leaves, किस तरह से root, stem और leaves modified हो रहे हैं and they are converting to the birds, and these birds helps in the propagation and the formation of the new plants. So starting from the first, that is called as a root. We have seen the two roots, that is the tap root and the adventitious root. That is not matter inside this one. Just remember the tap root and the adventitious root. We have seen the modification in the tap root and the adventitious roots. Whether another modification, that is called as the root tubers are there. These tubers get solemn themselves. ये root tubers क्या करते हैं, अपने आप को solemn करते हैं, undergroundly जाते हैं और अपने आप को उगा देते हैं, that is called as the solemn root tubers, and they store the food. That is the modification for the storage of food. That is the root tubers. Best example is the sweet potato. Okay, sweet potato is the best example of root tubers. हम लोगों ने tubers में देखा था, simple and fasciculated root tubers are there. These root tubers are help in the propagation of the new plants. If we sow these root tubers inside the soil, they get developed into the new plant. That is the root tubers. Second है about the stem. Okay, stem अपने आप को naturally क्या कर रहे हैं, modified कर रहे हैं via underground, aerial and subaerial. Already discussed in the 11th standard. Let us rewind it. For the underground modification of the stem, the first one is the stem tubers. Second is the rhizome. Third is the bulb. Fourth one is the corm is there. The first one, that is the stem tuber. Stem क्या कर रहे हैं, underground जा रहे हैं, अपने आप को again modify solemn कर रहे हैं, and they are storing the food. The best example is the potato, that is the Solanum tuberosum. Another example is the rhizome one, where the scale leaves are present and they contain the adventitious roots. Example है about the ginger. Another example is the turmeric. Turmeric and ginger, these are the two examples of the rhizome one. The third one is the bulb one. Okay, all the leaves are arranged in a bulb. all the leaves are arranged in a stem, condensed stem, or discoid stem is present. Around that one, all the leaves are arranged. And the scaly leaves and some fleshy leaves are there, which are edible in the onion, जो हम लोग खाते हैं. The leaves एक condensed discoid stem के around क्या होती है, arrange होती है. That arrangement we already seen in the 11th standard. That is called as a bulb kind of an arrangement. And example है about the onion. Another example is the garlic one. And the last one is the corn. Corn basically observed in the colocasia. Colocasia जिसको हम लोग अरबी बोलते हैं. That is सूरन जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं. That is called as a colocasia. So these are nothing but the examples of the underground stream. Another examples is the aerial one. Stream are modifying themselves aerially, or that is nothing but called as a runners one. Okay, that is the sub-aerially. This one is the aerial modification. So here the sub-aerial modification, runners are there, stone on, suckers and offset. We have observed that the runners, okay, लॉन्ग इंटरनोड्स रहते हैं स्टेम के. ये लॉन्ग इंटरनोड्स के ऊपर एडवेंटिशियस रूट्स होते हैं. When these long internodes having adventitious roots, when they get sown into the soil, the new plants are it arises. Okay, same example is of the cynodon. Cynodon is what we say blue grass or oxalis. These are the example of the runners one. They get run horizontally on the surface of the soil. Next example is the stolon is there. Stolon is another example, sub-aerial modification, which is creeping on the surface of the soil. Example is the Vallisneria. We have seen about the stolon one. The second one is the sucker one. Sucker example about the mentha. And the last example, that is the offset one. We already seen about the offset one. That is from the last internode of the one stem. Another stem is get arises from that last internode, and that stem is having the adventitious root. So the last internode of the main stem contain the adventitious roots which help in the propagation of the main plant. That is basically observed in the water floating plants or hydrophytes. The best example is the Econia, that is called as a water hyacinth. Water hyacinth. So these part, that is the stem and the roots, they are modifying themselves underground or sub-aerially to propagate a new plant by their buds. These are the examples of the sub-aerial modification of the stem. So they are helping in the propagation of the plant by natural method. Next, about the aerial method. The aerial method, the best example is the bulbil. Bulbil, we can observe that bulbil in the agave one. The petiole part of the, about the stem, in between the stem and the leaf, that is the part is there, and that in the exile position, some birds are get developed, that is called as a hard part, that is called as a bulbils one. You can observe these bulbils in the agave one. So this one is nothing but the modification of the stem, that is underground, sub-aerial and the aerial modification. So stem naturally modifying themselves with some adventitious roots and some developing birds. They help in the propagation of the new plants. Another vegetative part is the leaves. We have finished the roots and the stem. The next vegetative part is the leaves are there. Okay, so via the leaf, some of the plants are propagating themselves naturally. The best example is the bryophyllum. We already seen in the 11th standard. These bryophyllum, Kalemchi, these are the examples of the leaves. Leaves are modifying themselves. In the bryophyllum, the margin part of the leaf. Okay, this is the structure of the bryophyllum leaf. The margin part contains some adventitious shoots and some adventitious roots. These adventitious shoots and roots, adventitious shoot and this is the adventitious shoot. Sorry, this one is the root. Our is the adventitious shoot is there. These adventitious shoot and root, these are the developing part. they get developed on the margins of the bryophyllum leaves. When they detach from the margins and sown into the soil naturally, they get developed into the new plants. This is the method by which the leaf are modifying themselves for the propagation of the plant one. So this is nothing but the natural vegetative reproduction. Naturally, the plants are modifying their structures to propagate their species, that is called as a natural propagation. Next is the method that is called as the artificial method of propagation. Then this artificial method is called as a man-made method. Next हम लोग देखेंगे what is that artificial method. Artificial method basically comprises these parts, that is the cutting, grafting, layering, budding and micro propagation. Next हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे what is the basic difference between the natural propagation and the artificial propagation. So next we have already seen about the vegetative reproduction in plants, that is the natural vegetative reproduction in plants. Natural vegetative reproduction in plants which is occur via the stem, root and leaf. Next, we are dealing with what are the disadvantages and advantages of the natural reproduction in the plants. So, natural vegetative reproduction, you observe that it is happened naturally via the stem, root and leaf. So, what are the advantages? It is basically it is type of the asexual reproduction. किस टाइप का रिप्रोडक्शन है? It is about the asexual reproduction, and we deal with that the asexual reproduction in which the only one parent is involved, uniparental one, and that asexual reproduction, that uniparental plant gives rise to the new plant, and that new plant are exactly clone of the parent plant. Clone रहेगा genetically and morphologically similar रहेगा. Then आप लोगों को बताया था in the first lecture, it is genetically and morphologically similar to the parent plant. So the new plant clone of the mother plant. So they are genetically uniform population. Whatever may be the good qualities are present inside the mother plant, it is transferred into the daughter plant. जो भी नया प्लांट बनेगा इसके अंदर वही क्वालिटीज रहेंगी जो मदर प्लांट के अंदर क्वालिटी थी जिससे वो बना हुआ था. Exactly the same qualities will be transferring from mother plant to the daughter plant. That is the first advantage. The second advantage is a cheap and rapid method. बहुत cheap and rapid method. It does not require any skill kind of a process. Don't require the skill kind of a process. It happens naturally. Don't require any process. The tubers, the birds are there, the tubers are there, which are naturally they get shed off from the part and sown into the soil, and the natural propagation is occurring via these parts. So we don't require any skilled persons to do that one. Naturally it is happening. So no skilled person is required. So next one, new plant are the exactly copy of the mother plant. Means whatever the qualities are there in the mother plant, that is transferred into the new plant or the daughter plant. And it is a cheap and rapid method. So if the person is not required, means you don't need extra money, so it is a very cheap and rapid method. The next best point is that the long period of seed dormancy. It is having a very long period of seed dormancy. The seeds which are grown via these method, that is the natural propagation method, these seeds are having a long dormancy period. And if the seeds are having a long dormancy period, these seeds are viable for years and years. ये सीड्स जो है क्या रहते हैं, वायाबल रहते हैं अगर बहुत सालों तक. अगर यही सीड्स को हम लोग क्या करते हैं, सॉइल में सो करेंगे, क्या हो जाएगा, नया प्लांट आ जाएगा. सो दीज सीड्स आर वेरी वायबल फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. Seeds which are produced via the natural method. So seeds with long period of dormancy is there. But why there is a need of the artificial method? Because this method, natural method, is having some of the disadvantages. As I told you that it is one of the type of the asexual reproduction. एक टाइप का asexual reproduction है जहाँ पे न्यू प्लांट जो है मदर प्लांट से सेम रहेंगे, एग्जैक्टली सेम रहेंगे जेनेटिकली, एग्जैक्टली कुछ वहाँ पे चेंजेस नहीं होंगे, मॉर्फोलॉजिकली और जेनेटिकली ये क्या रहेंगे, सेम रहेंगे. ओके, सो हियर इफ यू वांट टू ऐड सम न्यू क्वालिटीज इनटू द न्यू प्लांट, डॉटर प्लांट में हम लोग कुछ न्यू क्वालिटीज इंट्रोड्यूस करनी है या फिर मदर प्लांट में कुछ डिसएडवांटेजेस क्वालिटी, कुछ हार्मफुल क्वालिटीज है उसको एलिमिनेट करना है और नए क्वालिटीज वहां पे डालना है. इस मेथड के थ्रू हम लोग ये नहीं कर सकते हैं. द गुड क्वालिटीज कैन नॉट बी इंट्रोड्यूस एंड द बैड क्वालिटी आर नॉट विड्रॉल फ्रॉम दैट मदर प्लांट. दिस इज द बेसिक डिसएडवांटेज और मेन डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ द नेचुरल प्रोपगेशन. द सेकेंड मोस्ट डिसएडवांटेज इज दैट if the mother is having some disease kind of a thing, the mother plant is having the disease plant, the mother plant is a disease plant, then this disease it get passed exactly to the daughter plant. नए प्लांट में डिसीज क्या हो जाएगा, पास हो जाएगा. अभी मैंने बताया कि कोई भी चीज हम लोग वहां से हार्मफुल चीज जो है नहीं निकाल सकेंगे और गुड क्वालिटीज और गुड चीज जो है हम लोग नहीं निकाल सकेंगे. दिस इज द बेसिक डिसएडवांटेजेस. The mother is diseased one, then the daughter plant is also the diseased one. This third most important thing is that it is grown via the asexual reproduction. So the gametes are not involved. Only one parent is involved, and the new plant is exactly copy of the mother plant and the clone of that mother plant. So this new plant, which is the clone of the mother plant, is not having the variations in it. If the variations are present in the new plant, this plant help in the adaptations. ये प्लांट क्या करेगा, अपने आप को अडाप्ट करेगा चेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट के लिए. So this asexual reproduction basically does not favor the evolution. Evolution के लिए चाहिए कि वेरिएशन रहना है हमारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स में. यदि ऑर्गेनिजम्स अगर वेरिएशंस है, उनमें चेंजिंग कैपेसिटी है, तो क्या करेंगे, ये चेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट के साथ अपने आप को अडाप्ट करेंगे. They don't have the changing capacity because they don't have the variation. They are the exact copy of the mother's cells. So they don't adapt to the environment. So they don't adapt to the environment. So these progenies are basically the weak one. And the four most disadvantage of the natural method, that it is slow and the chance one. Okay, but the tubers are not get developed, the birds are not get developed properly. The birds, adventitious birds जो रहते हैं, जो हेल्प करते हैं स्टेम, रूट और लीफ में प्रोपोगेशन में जो हेल्प करेंगे, they are not get developed and they cannot get mature. Okay, then this propagation will not take place. So more number of the birds are there, more number of the propagations will be there. But it is not necessary that all the birds will develop within new plants. सभी birds जो है नए प्लांट में develop नहीं होते हैं. And basically it is a chance phenomenon. The more number of the birds are there, more number of the plants are there. So it is a slow process and it is a chance making process. In which season the birds are more, the more propagation is there. So it is slow method. Chance method है, 10 अगर birds आ रहे हैं उसमें से 5 ही birds आ रहे हैं तो 50% of chances will be there. So this is the basically the disadvantages of the vegetative propagation. So now the horticulture and the agriculture and horticulture have developed a method to overcome these advantages. Okay, as I told you that if the plant is having the 10 to 20 birds on it, only the 5 to 10 birds are developing, means 50% birds are developing. In this agriculture and horticulture, skilled persons have developed some techniques which is called as an artificial technique. In the first one, we have observed the artificial technique, that is the cutting is there, grafting is there, layering, budding, okay, micropropagations. These are nothing but the method. If the birds are not naturally shed off from that part, okay, instead of that one, the man has cut that floral parts and sown into the soil, and the new plants are get developed. So this one is the artificial method which is developed by the agriculture and horticulture. Why they get developed these one? To eliminate these disadvantages of the natural propagation and and it's a very slow propagation. Via this method, we can obtain a rapid technique of propagation. It is a rapid technique and it is somehow faster than the older one. Okay. Rapid है, fast technique है, no wastage of the birds are there. So we can go through the artificial method. By considering these disadvantages, we can go to the artificial method for the rapid, faster, cheap and less chances of the errors one. We can go through the artificial methods of the vegetative reproduction. Next हम लोग देखेंगे what is the artificial method in detail for the vegetative reproduction.